Trey Murphy says, question not Brock versus Trey. It's Kyle Shanahan versus Sirianni. In 2 years, Sirianni exposed Kyle Shanahan's flaws, in my opinion. Developed Hurts, had the offense Kyle Shanahan wanted. Super Bowl should have been 5 versus 15. It's really true. I mean, look what he did with Hurts, and look what Kyle didn't do with Trey. It's a really good point.
Yeah, and what's so frustrating about this whole Trey narrative is that it's not over.
No.
It
hasn't even started. It hasn't even started.
Yes. Like, we're talking about this like it's a foregone conclusion. Like, if Trey just starts, like, if he gets through the offseason, and I don't care how he looks in camp, you're the coach. He should have been ready. All right? And if he's not ready, then that's your fault. But don't bury him, right? Don't bury him because what we're going to do afterwards, we're just going to be pilfering for a championship. It's going to look so cheap and classless, and I don't want to do it.
And I hate to bring race up again, but again, name me one white top 3 pick in the history of the NFL in our lifetime who was written off after 3-4 starts. I mean, Ryan Leaf started 21 games. Ryan Leaf, who always sucked.
Peyton was ass his rookie year.
So bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like, it's crazy. You're seeing it with Trey. Like, there's so much noise. He's a bust. No chance to develop. No chance to get his feet underneath him. Frankly, I think something special about Philly. Philly seems to be one market where they've been open to a black quarterback since the 80s. But did you
hear what AJ Brown said on the Raw Room podcast?
What'd he say?
He said their GM, I forgot their GM's name.
Howie Roseman.
He looked dead in the camera. He told Howie Roseman, he said, if you don't pay this man, wherever he goes, send me with him.
I would pay Jalen Hurts because, look, he's going to be expensive, but at least you know that you're going to have consistently excellent quarterback play every season. You can't say that you're going to have consistently excellent defense every season. That's dependent on 11 players and injuries and turnovers and stuff that's out of your control. It's easier to just keep the quarterback.
And also with Jalen, if you want to just stay on, like, touch on race a little bit, he's a culture fit. He's a culture fit in Philly. You could tell that they literally look up to him on all facets. There's no rookie, there's no vet with the Eagles talking about Jalen Hurts like he's a kid. Like, there's no Pro Bowler getting on there talking about, oh, well, as long as Jalen just keeps his act together, and as long as Jalen manages the game, he'll be all right. We got the number 1 defense, or
as long as Jalen doesn't make any big mistakes.
Yeah, as long as Jalen just keeps his stuff together, then we can do that. And this is after Jalen having his breakout year, where everybody was talking about how shaky he was last year, and none of his players were talking about that. You see the narrative, the difference of how your teammates can talk about a kid versus Trey. You wouldn't even think he knows how to walk.
It's true.
Based on what some of his
teammates say. Based on some of what his teammates say,
based on how they talk about him indirectly versus another kid who came in who struggled. He didn't show anything.
No, he didn't.
And you know what they did? They rallied. And they didn't just rally to make themselves look good. Oh, yeah, we're here to support Trey. No. They talked about him like he was the starter. They talked about him like he was the man. Nobody questioned him. And you know what else? You know how else that I know that they can do it? Because they did it with Brock. Yep. So if they could do it with Brock and they're not doing it with Trey, that should let you know what's going on.
It's a very interesting comparison, contrast between the two cultures, the Niners and the Eagles.